a Southend band, what band would they be? I'd say Argyle would be like a block party. So they're like solid second stage at Reading.
Do you think that you take your musical tastes into football?
In my band, we play without strikers.
False nines everywhere.
And that's not a criticism at all.
An England song, like what would that process look like?
I've done one.
Can you name me the official song for you in '96?
I'm guessing it's not going to be 3
Yeah,
lines.
exactly. It's not 3 lines.
Oh, hi, Piers.
Hello.
Do you need anything from Asda?
Hello everyone, welcome back to The Ripple Effect with me, James, Allcott, and I don't know where this podcast is going to go, but I'm excited about that.
Good.
Okay? I have Piers and Woody, who are rock and roll stars.
Well,
I'll take that.
Are we doing that? Yeah?
If you're going to say rock and
Say
roll,
yes for the good of this.
yes, fully fledged,
rock
card carrying.
and roll musicians.
Could you, for anyone, well, firstly, most importantly, there's a link in the description. The guys have got a podcast called Away Days, which we've literally just done.
Yes.
Myself talking about some away days, but the guys, I think it might be my new favourite podcast.
Oh,
So
this guy.
if you guys want to check it out, you've had some wicked guests on
Yeah.
it. And obviously all of you lot are football fans. We have a Southend fan and a Plymouth fan. And do you have this at weddings where people ask you who you support and you'll say your team and
I go, oh yeah, Portsmouth. Like, no, 200 miles to the left.
I get two things. One's like oh well done.
Yeah.
Or it's just like glazed.
The worst is actually when we're on tour, particularly in America. Not American people that are really enthused about football. Oh, who's your team? Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No. Who is it? It's Southend. And then
You've got to explain the football
What's
pyramid.
yeah, and they're like, have you ever been in the Premier League?
No.
We nearly did, but we have never been in the Premier League. And then you have to explain that
It was the Ensley League back then.
So yeah, we do promotion and
Wasn't it?
relegation, and then you have to explain that we're not as good as we were and all that stuff.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that's no, I don't like that.
I'd rather just go, I don't like football.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's so. I feel like, as I said in the book, we've just done a bit of a kinship with you guys when it comes to that. So I'm going to need your help when it comes to this one.
Yes.
Because, as I say, you're both musicians. I know absolutely nothing, and I'm curious to just kind of talk about music and football, or maybe talk about music, but maybe through the lens of football, if that makes sense. Hopefully it will when I ask a couple of questions. And we'll just have a chat about it, and it'll be interesting. In terms of your, I guess, discography or your history, can you just super quickly get people up to date with your, I guess, claims to fame when it comes to the music industry and what you do?
Oh,
You start.
if you want. All right. I'm in a band called Bastille. Yay. We've done 4 studio albums. They've gone all right. 3 gone to number 1. Yay.
They've done all right.
Get
mate,
that in there. Toured the world a fair few
Brit
times.
award winning.
Yes,
I saw that.
Yeah,
How was that?
that's still on the shelf at home.
Is
Gather
it?
it in dust. It had a light in it, the battery's gone. It's a bit fucked. And
Ah.
I don't know where you get a Brit battery
They have a
from.
new one each time, don't they, with the Brit Awards, don't they?
Yeah, I
a
think-
new design.
Yes, they do. Yes, it's been a while since we got one, but nice to have it.
Do you know what I bet? So I used to work at ITV, and I did like the entertainment stuff for Good Morning Britain, and I bet you've definitely walked past me at at the Brits red carpet or something like that at different times.
I hope I was polite and
You
courteous.
said, yeah, I'm sure you were absolutely fine. And Piers?
I have not walked past you on the red carpet at the Brits. So we're the Boxer Rebellion.
Set
we
out,
have
Woody.
been
Sorry.
we've been around a fair bit longer. So we're on. We have just recorded album 7.
Amazing.
So we're 6 albums in. We have toured the world less extensively, but we have done it. And our claim to fame's.
Yeah,
We've
sorry I've asked that.
Yeah,
I'm really
that's
sorry.
a big one, isn't it?
Don't need to do that. but-
We were. I tell you what, we were weirdly in a film with Drew Barrymore in about 2010, which
Oh,
is
yeah?
kind of it's kind of funny.
That's cool.
Only playing, all right. But anyway,
right,
that's
right.
not our biggest. It was a kind of
7 albums, I think.
it was
I
a
think
well
that's
funny. It
probably
was
a stronger
it was a
one,
well
isn't
funny thing to do.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it was actually a very good thing for touring the US. So we toured the US loads of times,
That's amazing.
and so 1 or 2 people that as a result of that film, he's literally just written music for a film and we played in a scene in it. And we kind of like our band story was part of the storyline a little bit because we were kind of unsigned and did everything independently.
Yeah.
And one or two people in America over time have thought we were genuinely managed by Justin Long, the actor. So
what could have been if he was?
oh, what could have been? Yeah. So no, we've stood a weird test of time and just finished a nice solid tour of Europe, and
Amazing.
UK last week.
I saw him play in London. It's weird because like Piers and I didn't meet through music. We met through a football WhatsApp group.
Really?
So like whenever,
True story.
yeah, even though we are both drummers, we don't talk about drums really hardly ever.
Okay. All right. So this might be might be a little bit of new ground here because you two just talk about football all the time. Then.
We just talk about football.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So right. See, I was concerned that this might be. You were like, oh, we've done this, the kind of thing.
No, to be fresh.
Okay. So that's good. So yeah, you're both drummers, of course, as well. So what kind of inspired my thoughts on this was I had a guy called JJ Bull come and do the podcast a little while ago, who'd be wicked for your podcast actually as well. He's an Aberdeen fan.
Oh,
we need one of them. We need one.
An Aberdeen. Yeah, need to tick that off.
Share some details, please.
And he makes music. He makes these like really cool like I guess dance songs about Arteta or John McGinn or Chris Wood. He's got a really good voice. He's a really good musician. And anyway, we'll just talk.
I've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he did one about Scott McTominay in the Euros. But yeah, we started talking about. He was talking about like a team and how like a team can be a bit like a band and how different players like within a team will do different things. And I can't remember what he was saying. He was saying like the bass player is like your centre back who's like keeping the rhythm. So anyway, I don't want to kind of give away his answers, but yeah, then I just thought about like in terms of you guys like making music and being in a band, but also loving football. Is there anything that you think is kind of similar with when it comes to those two worlds?
I think there's a huge crossover. Firstly, there's a lot of musicians who would love to be footballers and vice versa. Sort of like met a few over the years, and like everyone's just like chewing your ear off about like touring and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like I want to hear about like all the tactics and what you're doing in training, and like well that's all like. But if you think about it, we all go out and perform on varying size stages in front of people, and if you make a mistake, everyone's going to see.
Yeah.
Granted, you don't win or lose points playing music, and your manager may not get fired,
but it is your life.
Yeah,
but if you're not there, everyone's screwed.
Yes.
Right? So
yeah, there's no substitutes, is there? Yeah.
We're goalkeepers, aren't we?
Oh, so okay, great. This is it.
All day
long. Can we work our way through? Do you mind?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, so as drummers, you believe yourselves to be goalkeepers,
but exuberant ones.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so like Grobbelaar, we were talking about that in your. Are you a Grobbelaar?
He's a Colombian lad who was doing the scorpion kick.
Right, Higuita, yeah. René
yeah.
Higuita, yeah. He's got an amazing story, René Higuita.
Yeah.
Crazy story. We did a pod on like the cartels and stuff like that, and he was like,
"Oh shit!"
Yeah, he was in bed with a lot of different things.
Can we swear, by the way? Sorry.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, go for it.
Fuck yeah. I think because goalkeepers, everyone says, including goalies, are wired different, and it's a very different job to everyone else on the pitch. Same with drummers, it's a very different job to everyone else on the stage.
Right.
Because you can have I would argue in music, you can have a very average band and a good drummer, and you got like a pretty good gig. You can have a absolutely shocking drummer and the best guitarist, bass player, and everything in front of you. It'll be a shit gig.
Right.
So without that one linchpin keeping the whole thing ticking, it'll collapse.
The only difference is I get a lot of people who come up and say, "Oh, drums look so cool," and they are absolutely right. And I stand by the fact that I think it's the best instrument in the world. I don't think many people say that about goalkeepers.
yeah. It's true.
I've never looked at almost any goalkeeper and thought,
I wish I was.
I want to do that.
There's a weird juxtaposition, I think, with drummers in the sense that what you're doing is so loud. Yet and tell me if I'm wrong, I have the impression of there's a sort of it's a sexy stoicism to a drummer.
To a good one, I'd say, yeah.
Is that right? There feels like there's are drummers quiet? generally? Like, what's their personality? What's the personality of a drummer like generally?
Frustrated frontman normally.
Oh, is it? That crazy horses guy.
Yeah.
Remember?
So I guess like most goalies would love to be strikers, but can't get pushed back. I guess most drummers would love to be singers, but they didn't quite have the chops.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
Or
Is
at
that
least, or at least, like a lot of drummers, I think, would love a microphone to speak with. I have a microphone, but I never speak. I just sing.
I've got one because I do BVs in a lot of the songs. I've got a button that will take my mic out of the PA and will put my mic straight in the crew's ears. So it'd be something like something breaks. I was like, oh my god, someone help fix this. Or it happened before where because I'm raised up, like I can see better. I'd be like, someone's gone down in the front row. Can you like get security or like first aid or something?
Oh shit.
So that's there for that. Also, quite often it's my bar order. I'll be like, can I get another gin and tonic, please? However, the button next to it is the one that starts and stops. Because like we most bands these days, we use backing tracks as well because it all syncs up to like all the video.
Don't
and everything.
tell them that.
It's everyone.
I know, I'm joking.
However, I wasn't paying attention one time. I stamped down on the button that stops the tracks. So I stopped the song and shouted down the mic, which was still connected to the PA, for more gin and tonic.
That's amazing.
That button got taken away from me very soon after.
Basically, he came out of his box and he handballed.
Yeah. Horribly.
And he was sent off.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper. The only thing I would say with you put in more of a shift than a goalie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
From a shift perspective, who's the goalkeeper? Who does the least?
Bass player.
He's sort of nervous now. You're going to get yourselves in trouble.
Keys player. They don't fucking move.
Keys.
Yeah, stood still.
Yeah, they sit down.
Just a couple of chords.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, they're not the ones that have like 6 keyboards.
Yeah.
You know, not
Is that
like,
necessary,
not like
those
your Tony
guys?
Banks.
For ego, I guess.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, I'd say keyboardist. I'm trying to rack my brains to people I'm going to offend here, and I can't think of anyone. So
all right, let's move on. Okay, so let's move through the pitch. Who are? Okay, what would you say the? Is it the? Yeah, we'll stay with the bassist. What do you think the bassist is?
I'm thinking more really Steven Gerrard-esque holding midfielder.
Definitely have their roots in DMC.
This is exactly what I was hoping for.
But a really good bassist is box to box.
Yeah, glue.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can offer just that little bit more, bit Declan Rice-y.
Yeah.
Like an elite bassist.
Yeah, we're talking elite bassist. Yeah, so it's definitely one that actually, if you remember them in a few years' time, you'll remember them for nothing getting past them.
And N'Golo Kante.
Yes. Yeah.
He'd be a great bass player.
But what? So in terms of nothing getting past them, what does that mean? As someone who's completely ignorant to.
I mean,
music?
So me and my bassist Adam, we have this kind of gross connection over 25 years where we'll almost like you can almost like smell each other's farts,
right?
And
and you're okay with it.
We're okay with it. I mean, we're okay with it. But if he cocks up, and I mean, if he does anything wrong,
is a look.
Yeah, there's a look there. No one else in the band notices.
Really,
but nothing gets past him, and then I'm. And likewise, you know, with me, I feel like if we weren't a goalkeeper, we'd both be in initially defensive roles.
Okay.
But yeah, if anything gets past him, then he's had a clanger.
And so, and when you're saying getting past you, it sounds like you're saying mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They don't
be
really happen with him
we don't want them
or
happening.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
They get the one that again. They're the ones that they're your. You know, if anything gets past it, the Gerrard slip, right?
Sure.
The Gerrard slip. That is an absolute zanger on the bass. Yeah.
Right. That's a string's gone.
Yeah, strings gone.
I'd probably say like the only thing like more jarring than like a off bass note is a misplaced like drum hit because you hear it from a mile off. But yeah, like a real honking bass note, you hear that from a mile off. I was like, ooh.
I was at a wedding once and I'm scared to say it now.
You can say it.
It's a safe space.
Oh, I know obviously I know the person.
Well, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, you do. Okay, as long as you. I love that you were like, I'm fine.
Go on.
I'll say it. Hopefully, he won't listen. But basically, there was someone playing the piano for a beautiful moment as the bride sort of rocks up, and he was playing Vanessa Carlton's
How's it, Miles?
exactly. But
Name me the
I
other
don't
one.
know if it was her timing or if what did you say?
I said name me the other one. I'm sorry. That was really harsh. Sorry, that's very harsh.
Oh, bless her.
Edit that.
I'm sure she's fine. Nah.
Flip it up.
Yeah, but the piano was like I think it was more out of key than she's gone miles off the keys. Again, I'm ignorant. But it was like, it was a huge moment. And it was just going, and it feels like with the basses, with the drums, you're going to, especially people in the know, right? The people that are good, that is like glaring.
If it makes your bumhole instantly tighten and your gaze goes straight to the floor, you know it's a bad one.
Have you ever seen Phil Collins at Live Aid from '85?
Yes, yeah.
So so cool that at the time that he was the only person to be playing in London and then be flown to Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So he was playing Against All Odds, and he hit an absolute bomber on the piano.
I'm gonna go find it.
And go and find it because he makes the face. So never make the face. He makes because in our band we talk about zingers, which is good, zangers, which is not good. He makes the zanger face. Yeah.
So the zanger, it's like a. What's another scenario?
You know when a defender to put it into the football analogy, if a defender cocks up, and so they don't want people to think that they know that they're cocked up, they'll berate somebody else in their defence.
Yeah.
Or you get the defender who knows there is no comeback from this, and they will slap the pitch. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look at any of you.
Just beside yourself.
Yeah. So Phil Collins does the pitch slap, but with his eyes.
Wow.
Please go and check it out.
Mentioning singers, the best greatest hits album title of all time of any band ever is Primus. The greatest hits album is just called They Can't All Be Zingers. So I think it's fucking brilliant.
So that's is that an industry word? The zingers and the zangers.
I mean,
or is that a BR word?
We picked it up from somewhere.
Right.
But we use them all the time.
Lead guitarist.
Flashy winger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're never in the middle, are they? The lead guitarists, really, are they? Because you got the front man.
Not unless they're singing lead vocals as well, which is
Are those people that do that unbearable? I'm just trying to say you up now.
They're
pretty self-indulgent.
Yeah, self-indulgent winger. Too many stepovers. Never tracking back.
Never
tracking back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not about It's just about getting a couple of zingers in. You're not worried about zangers.
Yeah,
because you can sort of riff around it.
Yeah,
I'm talking so much shit on it. You hate me.
Keep going.
I'm so sorry.
That's your part.
I'm guessing.
They'll do one step over too many, lose the ball, and then throw arms up in the air at a teammate nearby. I think you didn't give us any out ball, any option, mate.
Right.
Furious when it's not their fault.
Has a bassist got it in their locker to be a lead guitarist generally?
Ooh.
A bit like
Flea
like a solid centre midfielder. Sean Derry gets it, gives it, does his role, and that's important. Like the fact that you're sensible enough as Sean Derry is kind of your superpower, because he's like, you guys go, I'll hold the fort down. But he could never be a Gerrard.
No, you're not sticking him on the wing.
Is it easily? Can you move from one to the other enough?
I think a really good bassist would be a waste on a lead guitar.
Oh,
Is that fair enough?
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because it's just solidity, isn't it? Don't substitute that for flair, right? You need solidity. You can't have a team full of flair if you haven't got solidity. So within
musicians, the love for the bassist feels a bit stronger here because they do the right. Is it they sort of do the right thing?
You are chatting to drummers, and bass players are the only musicians that actually talk to us. So.
Is that right? Is that where it is?
Without total disdain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we can stop this at lead singer. The lead singer, I always felt like the lead singer had the personality of a striker.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Loaf around for a bit. Everyone says the work. Yeah, I'll just chuck us a little tap in. I'll sing the chorus, they know. Bang. All me.
Yeah. I used to have a theory as well when it comes to Sunday League. Like the guy who was wearing number 10, thought he was the best player. But the person who was wearing number 8 was actually the best player.
Oh.
Right? So is your front man, and again, not speaking about personal bands you're in, but broadly speaking, are they the 10? Do they? Because I guess to be the front man, you kind of have to have.
I want to say in
bit
my
of that,
band, he's a 10, but he's also player manager because he writes the songs.
Yeah.
So player manager. I'm going to say Chelsea era Ruud Gullit.
Nice.
in my band, we play without strikers.
False nines everywhere.
And that's not a criticism at all. He just by his own admission, he's more of a singer than a front man, and
right.
which works fine. We don't have that like central show off, right?
Right.
So we just riff it with we play midfielders up front.
Love that.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone's getting this.
So he's basically Havertz.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he gets the job done.
Yeah.
If the Boxer Rebellion were a formation, what would you play?
I would play.
Cheers video. That's great.
Be pretty fluid. But I think 3-5-2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we kind of I had this kind of in the running order a little bit.
Sorry,
No, this works. It works. So no, this is great. Oh, God, no, please. Like this idea of like Jurgen Klopp played. There's heard him talk about like heavy metal football, right? Or Arsene Wenger talking about like the orchestra or different things. Do you think that you take your musical tastes into football in any way in terms of how you look or feel around it?
My music and football are completely disconnected to me. Like
really,
in terms of that, like I don't ever feel like obviously music they can add to the situation, but I feel like my music existence and my football existence are I feel like almost like two different people. Does that make sense?
I guess it's an escape for you then.
Yeah. And also, since we've had success over the years, none of my football mates give a shit about it. So they will make sure that whatever has happened, they will never give me any credit for my, barely anyway. Like sometimes they do. They went to a show the other week and had a great time. But yeah, they go out of their way to make sure we're all on a level, and that's cool. So yeah, it doesn't really spill over.
I'm going to hijack your pod again.
I love it.
If Southend were a band, what band would they be?
Wow.
So
Southend were a band.
Yeah, because I'd say Argyle would be like a block party. So they're like solid second stage at Reading. They got more songs than you remember. You're like, actually, they're pretty good. But like not like world famous, but like just good, solid.
Oh God! I mean, at the moment, you've really thrown me under the bus here.
Sorry.
You think about that. I'll put the pressure on.
Go on, yeah.
Okay, if Led Zeppelin were a band, which club would
Wolves.
they? Sorry, Led Zeppelin were Wolves.
Has to be Wolves.
No, you can't do it by
Robert
geography.
Plant's team, innit? All right.
I'll give you another. You can pass if you want.
Oh no. They'll be Benfica, like once one of the best in the world. Not quite anymore.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Say that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, gone global though. I will always go UK first and struggle.
Have you figured out Southend?
If we were a band, I don't know why the beta band came to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love the beta band.
Yeah,
and you love Southend.
Yes. But they're like they're never.
But
But they're not not the biggest band in the world. But nobody says, oh, I can't stand them.
Yeah,
no one. Right.
Yeah.
So like the amount of people, I'm like, oh, Southend.
Do you know? Okay, to switch it around based on that, Millwall. Which band is Millwall?
Oh,
because Millwall, their identity is kind of no one likes us. We don't care.
I feel like I'm.
This feels dangerous, is it?
Yeah, that is dangerous territory. Yeah.
Just give me 10 seconds to see if Woody checks on that.
Sham 69.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
It's
That's fine.
old school punk band.
That's fine. I'll take that.
Let's
answer.
talk about music in football then, because I think you guys will know a lot of these guys. So, what makes a good football song? What are you wanting? Because I mean, this is a question down the road, but because I would like to talk about some like England songs.
Yeah.
But if you were asked to, someone's come to you and said, "Look, we'd really love you guys to put something together, an England song," like what would that process look like?
I've done one.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Shit.
But
I was supposed to know that.
That's we're just trying to figure out who's going to sing it. That's fine.
It's not going to be me.
Oh, what, you've just done one now? It's not come out?
No. As in, like it's like written. It's like good to go, but we need to find the right hole. So,
Oh my God.
there you go. Analogy for you for sport.
Do you know what? I'm so relieved because I was worried that like it's already come out.
No.
And I wasn't aware of it.
I'll send it you after.
We're now
amazing.
not going to qualify for the next 4 tournaments.
Yeah, I was going to say me. Come on, guys. If
that's
really
me.
if a really good song is a racehorse, you need the right jockey to send it like in the right direction, or it's just going to run around and shit itself in circles.
Okay. And
So-
by jockey means the singer?
Yeah. So we got a pretty nice racehorse. We need someone to ride him in the right direction, or her.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're at the... But you've made it.
Yeah.
So in making that song, what was your starting point? Because that was fascinating.
Don't look at me. I didn't do it.
It was during the last World Cup, very hungover in my studio garden shed, me and 2 mates. And it's just, yeah. So the things to look for, as you asked, bear in mind, I've got young kids, and like obviously if they're singing like "It's coming home," like can you play it like on one finger on a piano sort of thing? Is it a simple nursery rhyme
Right.
sort of melody? Because if it's like some mad complex, like real quick turbo jazz thing,
Yeah.
that's no good. It's like, can you sing it en masse very easily? So you need simple rhythms and melodies.
You're right. Because I guess you need you want the crowd to pick it up, don't you?
Yeah, and yeah. So with that in mind, like repetition's key as well. So it needs to have like some sort of recurring motif that you can latch onto.
Oh, amazing. Imagine if like this becomes like whatever's coming out. Well, I mean that's what you're home for, isn't it?
I fucking hope so. Yeah,
yeah. Because
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll play it.
and generally in terms of making music, where do you start with like the feeling of what you want to make, or do you start with just like hitting your instrument, or do you start with like lyrics, like or
It's all sorts these days, because we don't really go out to like write a hit single or whatever.
yeah,
So, which is so much. We I guess we used to, but it's it's really free.
Yeah.
So these days we just written our last album. We did all in a room together. Each song, we almost did a song a day. So it's so good. It's so organic, and so it's never a concern. It's not like, well, we need to have chords and lyrics. In fact, I think lyrics pretty much come last with us.
right.
So it's never kind of feeding off a subject too much. It's just feeding off. Sometimes it can just feed off 2 chords, 3 chords, a drum loop.
And
Really, yeah. And we
so
just kind
cool.
of go. We just kind of go with it. And the longer you spend with people writing, the more you know what works. And yeah, so going back to kind of trying to write a catchy song. I guess not saying we've never written any catchy songs, but I think when we've gone out of our way to try and do it, it's never really worked out.
Yeah, because you're focusing on the output instead of the moment.
There's also a huge caveat of like it depends like who it's for. So for instance, like in trying to write a football song, I'm not thinking this could be a Bastille single. It's going to be ultra credible in our like artistic kind of canon. It's like I want this to be on the terraces, and like anyone from like a 3-year-old to a like 93-year-old can remember it. But yeah, if you're writing like for like a more artistic thing, I mean, I do quite a lot of songwriting sessions at the minute with other artists. Like if someone's stuck as a sort of starting point, we'll do this like triangle where it's like, right, what's the first thing that made you want to get into music? What's something that you love right now? And give us a wild card like guilty pleasure. It's like, okay, well, let's nick the chords from that, the beat from that, and the vibe from that.
That's so cool.
And then you got a starting point to at least get going.
Yeah, because
But-
it can be too broad, can't it?
Yeah.
Unless you're like happy in that space, I guess. Like you're saying in terms of the freedom that you're kind of feeling that. I wonder with this, that the triangle for this is
bucket hats, football, lager.
I mean, my favourite football song is World in Motion,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that New Order didn't like football. So like it's almost like they didn't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, not really, they're not football fans. So they only really knew how to write something cool. And it's almost like little football elements were shoehorned into it. So they actually, if you actually listen to the chorus and stuff, it kind of could be anything.
I actually listened to it on the way here, and it's the drums actually, because I'd obviously thought of you two, like the drums, like really carry it in a, it really resonates with you. You can feel it in your chest. It's a great song.
You got to think what sort of job the song's going to do as well. Like you want to get everyone up, and ideally, so if it was like some sort of slow ballad, that's not really what you need.
Yeah. So
can you name me the song, the official song for Euro '96?
The official one. I'm guessing it's not going to be 3 lines.
Yeah, exactly. It's not 3 lines. So it's these ones that was like 3 lines. Just felt it just happened. It's organic, and they just kind of put it out. But it was not the official song. The official song, I think it was like a Simply Red. I think Simply Red did it.
Really?
Mick Hucknall, our Lord and Saviour.
You look it up. Look it up. I can't. I mean, the fact that no one can ever remember it tells you enough about how 3 lines was organic.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
So obviously this pod's called The Ripple Effect. We're in this together. Simply Red.
There you go. Yeah.
If you say so.
How did it do? It was the
not very well.
no.
Or relatively.
I was his runner once. Mick Hucknall.
Oh wow.
And like sometimes people like ask for a rider, and it's never much. It was quite a lot for him. He liked to drink.
Dan, did you know that 3 Lions is the only song I think to have gone to number 1 in the UK 4 times?
Is it 4 times?
Yeah, and there's also
Wow, that's powerful.
there's also I think the song that exited the charts the quickest after we lost to Croatia.
Like a stone.
So it peaked at number on the Euro chart Hot 100. We're in this together.
Okay, yeah.
It peaked at number 39.
So also, I'm looking over your shoulder here at the screen. The artwork is just it's a profile picture of Mick Hucknall.
Yeah,
But surely it has something football-y.
but weirdly, it's got all the flags on the left.
Yeah.
How weird's that? So with somebody, I was thinking of some of the ripple effects of like some of these songs, and it's so fascinating that you've done it on it. Do you think England would have won a trophy by now if Football's Coming Home hadn't come out? Is there something in? Because I feel there's sometimes of like, it's actually like if England were to win. I said this. We did 2 England podcasts last week. If England sort of won it, that the release of that pressure of we haven't won it for so long, and the excitement when you kind of get near it, it would be like the pressure would go a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You know, like when Man City win their title for the 4th year kind of running, that pressure's gone.
I'm more critical of Glenn Hoddle's attitudes towards the people in wheelchairs than the songs. I think that's maybe I think if he'd stayed around longer, we could have done something.
Hoddle.
Yeah,
Hoddle was great. I remember being really disappointed with the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you can't be saying that in public and staying in a job.
No, I know, but I thought he's our best failed manager.
Yeah.
of the long list.
But do you think that there's something in this? It captured the nation, obviously.
Yeah.
The song, it's brilliant. But there is something in terms of like, I think there's something in terms of the English attitude of like the gallant loser.
Or would we have done as well without it in that tournament?
I don't know, but I think the legacy of that song was so powerful. They released it again in 1998.
Well, they
for like the
redid
next
it,
one.
and I was like, why have you redone it?
Yeah, I agree. Changed the words a bit, didn't they? Well, you know where they did it.
Yeah.
Cash, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, no judgment here.
No, of course, that's it. But the same
I
with
think-
Vindaloo. There was a Vindaloo 2. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
No.
Again,
I think
chasing the Yankee.
if we win it under Tuchel, they need to do a full German version. Es kommt zu Hause.
Love to see what they.
Yeah.
Well, when they won it, the Germans won it obviously in '96. When they got home, I still don't know if they're taking the piss or not. I hope they are. They sang it on on the balcony when they
Yeah.
go with the trophy. Like Jurgen Klinsmann was like singing "Football's Coming Home."
Yeah, we'd do it though, wouldn't we?
Yeah, of course you
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Bonucci, wasn't it? It's coming to Rome.
Yeah,
Did us.
fair enough.
Yeah, really annoying.
I mean, I'm a big respecter of shithousery on that level. So yeah,
And do you know what they put? It's the last on the the montage at the end of every tournament. Obviously, they've been working on it the whole time, and I don't blame the producer for making that the last line of the whole montage, but also give me a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't need that in that moment.
This is where music and football work best together for sporting montages that make you cry. Okay, and I tell you what, we had a very proud moment when we were the final. We were the music, the soundtrack, the montage for 2017 Cup final once actually.
Oh wow!
And I completely forgotten about it, because I've got told about it before. And then I had a mate around watching the Cup final. It was when Arsenal beat Villa, I think. And then we watched the whole thing, and then it started to come on, and he was like, "Is that Boxer?" And I forgot about it, and then in that moment I remembered. I was like, and I went, "Oh yeah." And he was like, I thought you'd be more excited than this. It's like, well, I haven't just found out about it. But yeah, but montages are
So powerful.
love a
isn't it?
montage.
Yeah.
when
Music's everything.
so one of the many shared houses I was in London over the years. My very best mate Keith Moore, South African sports journalist. I was the one token pom in a house full of South Africans. So every time the cricket rugby's on, I'm just getting abuse, all angles. But when the band first sort of cut through, we went to one of these dudes where it's you meet media people, and some people from Sky Sports are there. I was begging them, because England were playing South Africa at the time in cricket in a I think it was one dayer.
Right.
I was like, if we beat them, I beg you, please put any Bastille song on the montage at the end. And they did. I was just like, yes.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Cheap, but yes, enjoyable.
Another ripple effect I wondered, is I feel like, and we're all, of a certain vintage, as you said. Do you think if we don't have that song and the capturing of the nation and it spurs on us to Euro 96 nearly greatness and the valiant loss and all that stuff all kind of together, do you think the Premier League's as big as it is now?
Oh.
Because the influx of foreigners kind of
I think the balls were all that. I think
kicked
the
off
ball
a bit
was
after that.
rolling already.
Yeah.
Like
what were we, 95, 96?
it would be romantic to suggest that actually musical culture had as the kind of effect that we would like it to have, but really,
Klinsmann
money,
and
isn't it?
Cantona had already landed at that point.
yeah.
And were well
That's
ensconced.
true. Yeah, Hullet's there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Zola's comes that summer,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's
so
a good
no.
question. It's a great question.
Yeah,
Any more yes nos?
sure. Is John Barnes' life different without World in Motion and the Anfield Rap? I think it thrust him to the spotlight somewhat, I would say.
I think it extended his coolness beyond his career to still now.
But does he get that Channel 5 gig? If he doesn't, if that doesn't happen, and then from there, well, you're on your own, John.
I mean,
I've seen John perform this live, actually.
How was it?
have you?
Yeah, he didn't. You didn't need to ask him twice. Which do you know what? I'm like, good. Life's for living.
Yeah.
You're a showman,
Enjoy
as you were on the
yourself.
pitch.
Yeah.
Do your thing, John. And he seemed very comfortable on the mic. It was a bloody good time. So
But wouldn't it be cool as a footballer to also be known pretty well for something completely unconnected with football? That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
I
And
would be all over that.
Also, John Barnes is good. Say Glenn Hoddle and Waddle. They kind of and it's not that bad, that song, actually, Diamond Lights.
Oh,
I don't
come
think.
on.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. But it's not Barnsley on the mic, is it?
No.
So he did it twice as well, didn't he?
Well, it's sort of come in. Who's it? Alex Iwobi released a song recently, and
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole, outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah, Ian Wright.
Oh, well, then didn't it go to 59 or something?
Ian Wright had one as well. It's
Did
quite
he?
good, actually. Yeah, Ian Wright had a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of coming back around. There's a few. Anana at Aston Villa. He's got a song coming out as well.
I mean,
And you're okay with that?
anyone can do it now.
Yeah. Are there any musicians that you know that you think could have? They were like really good at football. Could have made it.
If you, what's his
Could have
face?
got close.
Second I say it, you'd be like, oh, him.
I'm
'Cause
also.
He was on the books at Luton.
Jonathan Wilkes.
Not Jonathan Wilkes.
Soccer aids staple.
Tom Grennan.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Grennan. He was on the books at Luton, I think.
Was he?
Yeah, he was pretty decent at soccer aid. Didn't he end up skinning about 5 ex-pros? They're like, who the hell's this kid?
Ah, that's interesting.
I play five-a-side now and then with a few musicians down in Brighton. Some of royal blood. Sam, who's the front man for Architects.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome finisher.
Really?
Yeah, you just can't let him get a shot off. It's just going top bins every time. He's class.
Ollie Murs played a decent standard, didn't he?
Yeah, he played semi-pro, didn't he? He was
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Well, no. I was going to say Biggleswade. That's not right. Was it? I don't
No,
know. It was he's round your way, wasn't it?
Saffron Warden or something. No, not Saffron Warden.
Was one of So Solid crew on the books at Barnet?
Oh yeah, MC Harvey.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was quite good. Oasis. Do we look at Man City differently if Oasis don't exist? Are Man City net up in coolness hugely down to Oasis? Take Oasis away. What are they really?
It's weird now. It's weird when you because I've had a couple of friends that are Man City fans in the 90s. Actually, one of them is now Brighton season ticket holder, so don't make of that what you will. But we're
all evolving.
The kind of they were so proudly Man City, and obviously it's not going to go away. But it feels like it must be a different club now, right? So
I mean, it is.
So I was always a Blur man as well, right? I didn't dismiss Oasis at all.
No,
but if you're going to have to choose one, I would have chosen Blur. But I always kind of loved I loved football in the 90s so much, and I loved their absolutely no shame. We absolutely love Man City and Umbro, right?
The glory years of Umbro.
Yeah,
isn't it?
honestly. So I can't remember what the question was now, but
Man City? I think there's it's good to have that lineage between we were there when we were shit.
Yes,
and so you kind of go. We were talking about maybe before we started, Newcastle win the League Cup. If they've won their 8th League Cup, then I don't know. You need someone to kind of show you the past. So when I see Ant and Deck, I go, yeah.
I think they were good. I think they were good for football and that kind of association of football and music. Probably better than anyone else in the 90s. But yeah, now when you see them in the stands, I'm like, does this mean as much to you as that Paul Dickoff goal in the playoff? Because I don't know if it would.
I think as a country, nation, we have got tall poppy syndrome. If anyone gets too tall, you're not cool anymore.
Yeah,
I think any big no big six club is cool. Chelsea, you're not cool. Arsenal, not cool. There's no edge. There's no
it's mainstream, isn't it? Because it's what everyone's kind of talking about.
Underdog shit is what we
like. Yeah, that's so true. So it's quite. Yeah, I do think I do naturally have a sympathy for the fans that don't feel like they get they're not allowed. I totally get what you're saying. This idea that you kind of can't enjoy it because you've done it before. But I just think from my angle, I'm thinking, surely you kind of get bored with. I don't know. You get bored with winning maybe a little bit.
I feel like they were also the first, in my memory anyway, the first proper fans who then ended up going, do you know what, we're just going to play Main Road. Oh, my phone's ringing. That is not pro at all, is it?
Well, that's a perfect time for us to stop.
It's my mum. It's my mum.
Mate, take it. Take it. Mate, go for it.
Hello, Mum. I'll put it on loudspeaker. Hello, Mum.
Hi, Piers.
Hello.
Do you need anything from Asda? I sent you a list.
Do you know what? If you could get some bread and milk, that'd be great. Is that all right? I'm just on a record at the moment. Can I call you back?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Some bread and some milk then.
Yeah, great. All right, thanks, Mum.
Right, okay.
I'll call you right back.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
That's sensational.
Is
What
that
a
good?
perfect way to end. I love it.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Well, you got a lovely mum there.
I didn't even know that my phone was on, and then that was the perfect question from her, isn't it?
Yeah. It was.
Get on, mother.
It was. Do you know what? It's going to annoy me and probably annoy listeners as well. What kind of bread would it be? Do you think that you'll get? Come back.
It will probably be like a Hovis brown wholemeal Hovis classic.
Okay,
like
good.
Nothing too expensive, nothing too cheap.
Love that.
Right down the middle.
Okay, it's just
Not a-
I knew people would want to know.
Not a sourdough kind of guy.
Mum and Dad aren't just going to get me a sourdough on a Tuesday afternoon. No, it's not. That's a weekend expenditure.
Sorry, right? Yeah.
Oh, guys. Yeah, I hope that wasn't too weird for you. I really enjoyed it. Honestly,
I
had
hope
a
you
great
got everything
time.
you wanted.
Yeah, honestly, whilst who knows how long this run's going to go, and whilst I'm here, I want to talk to people that I'm interested in, and I get to enjoy weird conversations. And that was weird, but you got it, so I'm relieved more than anything. I'll be honest, guys. If you enjoyed that, let us know. If you enjoyed the lads, which you should have, because they're funny and cool, then a link to their podcast is in the description, of which I may be an episode. And if I'm not yet, soon, hopefully it will make the cut unless they've thrown it in a bin. Who knows? But follow them anyway and support them. Thanks again, boys.
Thank you.
Speak soon.
Bye.